What's good, everyone? It's dashon.j. I'm here with another one. Today, I'm about to get real about something I never thought I'll talk about: depression. Um, if you were asked a few years back, I would have told you it was some made up excuse for people who couldn't handle life. I grew up in a place where you either get strong or you get eaten. Ain't no time to be sad, but guess what? Depression is real, and it can break you if you don't feel it coming. Over the next few minutes, I'm gonna break down how I went from laughing at the idea of depression to realizing it's no joke. I'll share my personal story, the stigma I saw in my hood, and how I finally learned to reach out to people. So stick around because this conversation could save a life. Maybe yours, maybe somebody close to you. First, let's make it clear and clear the air on what depression really is. Doctors call it a mental disorder. Um, Feeling of sadness that don't go away, a loss of interest in life. It's like a weight on your shoulder, on your soul that you can't shake. Even when everything is normal on the outside, you might feel hopeless, constantly tired, or not enjoying what used to make you smile. It's not about being lazy or weak. It's mental, emotionally struggle, where your mind is basically turning against you. Depression can pop up from trauma, stress, or even chemical imbalance in your brain. Stuff that has nothing to do with your willpower. It can happen to the toughest folks out there. Trust me, you might not know it, but millions of people battle depression every day. That's not all in their head in the sense of being imaginary. It's in their head because it's medical condition affecting the brain. This is real biology. In a tough environment where we're taught to bury the pain, man up, get over it. If you haven't experienced depression firsthand, it's easy to think that it's some kind of excuse, but that mindset leaves a lot of suffering and silence. Now, let me tell you how I used to think it wasn't pretty. Next, I'll get into personal why I convinced depression was just soft talk and how that nearly cost my sanity. Let's rewind. I grew up in a rough neighborhood where day felt like a fight. Every day felt like a fight for survival. Money was tight, drama as high, and weakness was not an option. If you ever say you were sad, people around would say, "Bruh, we're all sad. So what?" That was the vibe. In my household, emotions, we didn't have time for them. My mom worked two jobs. Dad was out of the picture. Bills piling up. You got a roof over your head. So shut up and deal with it. That was the mentality. I remember seeing a friend who cried after his uncle passed. Then older guys rip him. Don't be weak. Tears don't fix nothing. We all took that as gossip. So I thought sadness is something you hide or you're a punk. As I got older, I heard the word depression thrown around. I'll see it in commercial for pills or people talk on shows saying they had a mental health issue and I'll roll my eyes. I was like, yo, life is rough. Deal with it. Ain't no time for whining. I start to believe it was made up of folks that who wanted to excuse to check out from responsibilities. Never once did I think it was actually a medical condition. In my head, you either hustle or push through or fold, simple as that. But life has funny ways of humbling you. If you from a hood like me, you know how it goes though. Showing emotion is dangerous. It can make you a target. So a lot of us grow up learning to hide our feelings, to act like we're good even when we're not. That's how you survive, right? You tell someone you're depressed, you risk getting clowned on. What you depressed about? At least you're alive. In communities where every day's grind, folks don't have patience for what they see as complaining. And mental struggle in a place where you gotta stay hard can feel like signing your own weakness slip. Pride is everything. You show cracks, you might lose respect, or worse, protection. So you keep quiet. Therapy, that's a luxury. We don't have mental health clinics on every corner. Most people don't even know how to find a therapist, let alone pay for one. So you just analyze it all. Some old folks call it blues or say you just got to pray it away. I respect prayer and faith, but depression can require more direct action, therapy, medication, lifestyle changes. Not everyone is open to that. I had a homie, his name was D. He tried things about he talked about things about feeling worthless, like he was suffocating in his own mind. He got a new real help. Ended up turning substance to cope with this with the issues he was going through, and that's how it goes. All this stigmas set me up to ignore warning signs in my own life. Let me tell you about the first time I realized something was off. I was grinding at my job, dealing with a family drama, and barely sleeping. I noticed I wake up feeling like I was carrying a boulder on my chest. Couldn't focus, didn't want to get out of the bed, zero motivation. I told myself, suck it up. Months went by, I felt worse. Couldn't eat sometimes, or I'll binge eat junk food. Stop hanging with friends because I didn't want to see me. I didn't want them to see me in this state. Still, I was in denial. No, this ain't depression. That's for the weak people. Headaches, body aches, no energy, snapping on everyone around me for no reason. My mind was racing at night, beating me up with negative thoughts. You're not good enough. You're a failure. You're never going to leave this cycle. Those weren't just random bad days. This was daily torment. One night I found myself in my car parked outside my old high school just crying. Couldn't even say why. That's when it hit me. Maybe I really do have depression. But even then, a voice in my head said, nah, man, you just tired. You gotta tough it out. I started Googling symptoms, insomnia, lack of interest, sense of hopelessness, and realized I checked all the boxes. The moment I was scared, the moment was scary, like, wait, I'm depressed? How? I thought that wasn't real, but I couldn't deny the fact anymore. Looking back, I wish I listened to my body and mind sooner. The now only dragged me deeper. So how I break out this dark place when everything around me said depression isn't real? Honestly, it started with a single conversation with someone who actually understands mental health. I reached out to an old friend who moved out of the neighborhood, got in social work. Told him, look, I'm feeling heavy. I don't know what's up, but it might be depression. They didn't judge. They listened. That was huge. They recommended a local clinic that did sliding scale payments. So it wasn't crazy expensive. I set up an appointment with the counselor, feeling weird as hell, like I was betraying or my upbringing. But deep down, I knew I needed it. Some people benefit from antidepressants. Others find alternatives like exercise and meditation, art therapy. Me, I tried a low dose of medication for a bit combined with therapy. It wasn't a magic fit, but it gave me a chance to catch my breath and work out my issues. Was I scared about being labeled crazy or weak? Yeah. But I realized I had two choices: keep sinking and try something new. The biggest barrier was my own pride and the neighborhood stigma. But once I stepped past that, it felt like a weight lifted off my shoulder. I'm not sure or anything. Depression can come and go, but now I recognize the signs. I got tools and resources. I'm not ashamed to say I need help. If I slip, that's the difference. Let's talk real life coping, because therapy session might happen once a week, but depression can hit you at 2 a.m. or commute to work, here's what helped me. Every morning or night, I scribble down how I'm feeling, no filter. If I feel patterns like I'm always exhausted on Tuesdays or I feel lonely on weekends, I can plan it. Schedule something fun or support a call. Look, I'm not a gym rat, but even 20-minute walk or some push-ups at home help release dopamines. Those feel those feel good chemicals. It also gives me a sense of accomplishment when my mind is telling me I can't do anything right. I used to clown people who meditated. Now I do like a 5-minute breathing exercise sometimes. Um, it comes down to childs in my head, slow down the negative chatter. Sounds corny, but it works. That means friends who actually care, a family member who's listened, or even online communities. I joined a couple of mental health forums under a fake username at first, just to see I wasn't alone. That perspective is huge. If certain people in your environment trigger your stress set limits, it might mean skipping that party, where the drama is always there. Even limiting the time with negative folks. Protect your energy. That's self-love. None of these tips solves everything overnight, but they stack up. You feel 1% better each day. That's progress. You build momentum and depression loses some of its grip. Finally, I want to talk about how our community can set up. Depression ain't just an individual fight, it's a collective one. If you someone if if you see someone showing signs of depression, don't just brush them off. Check in, ask them questions. Hey, how you doing? How you holding up? A simple question, just a simple conversation can be a lifeline. And if you can, share resources like a local clinic or helpline. We got to drop the tough guy act when it comes to mental health. Being strong also means knowing when to seek help. Telling your homie it's okay, talk about it, might save them from a meltdown or worse. Depression might not vanish, but we can manage it and still chase our goals. We can create communities that don't shame people for feeling low. Imagine a block where it's normal to say I'm not okay, we can talk. That's real progress. If I could go back, I'll tell my younger self depression isn't fake and you ain't weak for feeling it. Ignoring it doesn't make you strong, it just makes you suffer in silence. We deserve better. Now it's your turn. If you're struggling, reach out, call a helpline, talk to a friend, or find a counselor. If you know someone who's down, check on them. Post in the comments your experience or advice. I want this channel to be a safe spot for real talk. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who might be um, hiding behind a mask, thinking depression is fake. Let's break that lie together. Thank you for sticking around with me. I hope my story helps someone out there. Remember, feeling depressed doesn't mean that you're weak. It means you're a human. We got this, one step at a time. Now stay strong.